I am a first-time father, a long-time listener, and just to allay any fears, I'm not going to do an hour of dad jokes. All right, I'm not just. Sometimes people, yes, exactly. You can feel the tension in the room right about that point where they're like, wait, he's not going to talk about having a kid for an hour, is he? And I'm not going to do that to you. One, it's boring, and two, it would make me quite a hypocrite, based on a lot of the material I've done in the past. So, but it has been my world for the last year. I mean, it's a wholly unique experience to me. So of course I've made some observations and thought of some funny things, and I'll share those. And hopefully you won't have to have had a kid to get them and appreciate the jokes. And I'm certainly not going to tell you, how amazing she is or anything like that. But she is precocious. I will say that she is. She is precocious. She's 54 weeks old. But if you see her, you'd be like, well, what is she, 62 weeks old? You're like, no, actually, no. I know. Thank you, though. Thank you. No, I know. She's very mature for her age. She carries herself with or I carry her, but, she exudes the kind of maturity you don't often associate with 54 weeks. But, it is a fascinating thing to be a part of, to watch the evolution of this thing. Because when they're born, there's nothing. There's no communication. It's nothing. It's a blob. It's not, but then over time, it starts to evolve. It starts to become a person, and personality traits start to exhibit themselves. And it's really fascinating. And I'm really looking forward to that big shift, that happens, that big change where you finally start to love them. And that's... Well, hurry up with that part, please. When is it going to be worth it in any way, shape, or form? Please. But I am excited to meet her. I think that's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be cool. I'm doing that thing. It's a very Brooklyn thing where you don't meet your kid for the first 7 years, You keep them pure, you keep them away. So she's in a yurt in a bubble underwater, and we'll be there for 7 years. And then this way, I can't taint her with any of my straight, white, hetero, cis, normative maleness things. And I've also decided that I'm not going to teach her to use pronouns when referring to people. Yes, no he's or she's, but everybody will be they, And not necessarily so that she'll be progressive about sexual and gender identity, but so that she'll fail English. So... Oh, she said her first word the other day. That's pretty cool. That's a milestone that, you can't help but be proud of. She said Pyongyang, which is pretty cool, up on current events. No, she doesn't talk, but she does that kind of monosyllabic noises, a lot of just sort of like pa, pa, ta, ta, ka, cha, sha, pa, ka, ka, that kind of thing, which is really kind of cute and endearing most of the time, but really quite the opposite early in the morning when she first wakes up and it's like 6:30 in the morning and I'm completely out of it and I got to change her diaper and then I got to go downstairs and get the mug out of the thing and fill it with water and put it in the microwave and get the thing, because I'm holding her with my left arm, and her mouth is right here. It's literally right here. Her mouth is right here, and I'm doing all this stuff, and getting the milk ready, and getting my dog's medicines and food together, and doing all this stuff, and it's dark, and it's again, I'm just groggy and out of it, and and I'm doing this by myself. I'm there by myself because my wife is often, L.A. or San Francisco or Chicago or somewhere, smashing the patriarchy, and the irony is not lost on me. It's not lost on what is currently taking place. And anyway, so I'm getting all that stuff together, and as I said, it's dark, and the whole time I'm doing that, she's sitting there in my ear just going, pa, pa, ta, cha, 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 sha, sha, sha. And it's like I've got my own personalized 80s horror movie soundtrack playing. Like, stop it. Don't do that. You're creeping me out. Stop it. I'm serious. I've got to put her down. I can't put her on the floor. So, I undo the oven door and set her on that. And it's fine. If nothing else, it allows her to get a little closer to the history of her peoples. And her great-grandfather built ovens. For the Nazis. Now, here's the thing. He got out, Asheville. He got out, you judgmental fuck. So don't, seriously. But we have to, her 1-year physical is coming up. We have to take her for a 1-year physical, which every one of my friends with kids, which is a lot of them, have all said the same thing. And I know if you have kids, you know what I'm about to say. Just like, oh my God, it's so hard to watch them go through that. It's really difficult. It's awful, because there's all these needles, because there's vaccinations. They have to draw blood. All this shit happens. Oh my God, it's so terrible to watch them go through that. It's awful. And so what I've been doing with that in mind, what I've been doing is slowly introducing her to pain. Yeah. But I'm having a clown do it, so it's fun, Yeah. And so we are taking her in for a 1-year physical, which means obviously my wife and I have had the big discussion, and we have decided to let her live. And I'm gonna drill that into her head. I'm gonna tell her that repeatedly. Every day, I'm gonna make sure she knows that. Because when she's like 5 years old and she's having a tantrum, I want her to be able to repeat that out loud in a public place so that she knows it, and we're at the airport and we gotta get on the flight and she's having a tantrum. Like, hey, stop it. Hey, what did Daddy tell you? What did Daddy tell you? You let me live? Yeah, that's right, exactly. Not like the others? Yeah, exactly. Now, come on, we gotta get on the plane. Come on, seriously. You wanna go meet your sister or brother? I don't know, we never found out. Let's go. Let's go. I do believe this, though, sincerely. I truly think that having a kid is one of the most narcissistic things a person can do. I believe that. I do believe that. And I don't think it's a conscious decision that people have. I think it's this subconscious thing that's in the back of everyone's head, which is this idea of, I like me. I think there should be more of me in the world. Look at that shitty lady with her shitty kids. I gotta balance this out. And I know there's a lot of different reasons people say they want to have kids. I want unconditional love, and I want a buddy, and where I'm from in the South, I think people have kids for practical reasons. They can sort of look ahead into the future and pragmatically, realize, well, this emphysema ain't gonna cure itself, and my diabetes is getting pretty bad, and pretty soon I'm gonna out-fat this rascal I'm sitting on, and I'm gonna out-fat it. I'm gonna have to get into the bed for the rest of my days, and hell, I'm gonna need somebody to go down to the liquor store and get my Pall Mall unfiltered, so I best get to fucking, Sure, Asheville, you must know what I'm talking about. Surely you know what I'm talking about. And I believe that, at least relatively, I'm a good, decent person with good values and good morals, and my wife is as well, and I want to instill those lessons and values into my daughter and teach her what I think. But I also know that I am cynical, I'm jaded, I'm skeptical, I'm an atheist prone to bouts of depression. I have a jaundiced worldview, because I use my eyeballs and my ears. And, and I just know what I know, but I want to tell these things to my daughter, but I can't just tell her all the things that I believe and I know, because, that's borderline child abuse. You can't say that to a little kid. I'm not gonna be able to sit her down when she's like 4 years old and go, all right, honey, come on, let's go get something to eat. And then we'll go to the playground and we'll go on the swings. And you know what? You're 4 years old. I think you're old enough to know this. Honey, you were born to a deeply and shamefully racist country, acquired through genocide and built by slave labor. Its apocryphal history, a crumbling muddle of lies and deceits. And sweetheart, this profoundly shallow society you are now a part of is fueled by crass consumerism and narcissism and petty tribalism, and it worships money and status and places the appearance of being right above basic human dignity. And Peanut, your leaders are duplicitous hypocrites who cynically use religion and nationalism to easily manipulate ignorant and fearful. Here comes the airplane. That shit's not up for debate, but I can't just tell her that stuff. But there are things I want her to know that I think are important for her to know as she tries to navigate her way through this awful, awful world we're giving her. And there are certain things I think would be helpful for her. So what I do is, at night, when she's sleeping, I quietly go into her bedroom and I click on the little white noise machine that replicates the sound of the human heart, and then I tell her these things. I whisper, so I go, Marlo, there is no God. Bernie would have won. Sometimes feminists can be their own worst enemies. Things are important that will be helpful for her as she goes through this life. My wife is a staunch, very vocal feminist, meaning she won't shut the fuck up about it. And she's an amazing woman doing amazing work, and she's really incredible. And we're different people, basically. And we had very different upbringings, She comes from a loving family. So, I had a pretty shitty childhood in Roswell, Georgia, and she's from Santa Monica, born and raised Santa Monica, California, and which I can't stand. I don't like Santa Monica. I have a general dislike for LA, but if I had a laser focus on a place, it's fucking Santa Monica that I hate. I can deal with the rest of LA. Santa Monica fucking bugs me, and it drives me up a wall because it's got all this faux progressive bullshit. They act like they're so progressive and liberal and advanced, and they're not. They're not progressive. They act like they're so diverse. They're not diverse. Santa Monica? No. The most diversity you'll see in Santa Monica is the lettuce selection at the Whole Foods salad bar. That's it. It's just varying degrees of pale to tan. That's how diverse it gets over there. And then mixed with that is this weird aggro bullshit beach vibe that everybody, Venice and Santa Monica has, where it's like, you walk into the coffee place and there's always some like sunburnt dude in a Sarapa and a three-legged pit bull playing, Coldplay on a ukulele, and you truly can't tell if he's homeless or a .com millionaire. You have no fucking clue. You don't know. You don't know. And you're walking by and the guy's like, hey bro, why don't you smile? Don't cost nothing. Like, fuck you, and that dumb hippie bullshit. And that's like your experience 60% of your waking hours at Santa Monica and Venice. And I remember being a kid, being a young boy in Roswell and going home from school, cutting through the woods to go to the apartment complex I lived in and getting jumped and beat up by some kids and, yelling anti-Semitic shit. And I remember laying on the ground, getting beat up and thinking, well, at least I'm not in Santa Monica. So, even as a child, my wife, for years, tried to get us to do, was to go for a couples colonic. Yeah. And I was pretty naive and ignorant as to exactly what took place during a couple's colonic, but I knew enough to say, fuck no. No, thank you. That does not sound good at all, at all. And she just insisted, and it was a war of attrition, and after years, she wore me down. I finally said, yes, all right, fine, we'll go. And in her defense, she was saying like, oh, it'll be fun, it'll be funny. You'll get a bit out of it. But here's the thing, Asheville. She truly thought that at this couple's colonic, she really believed this, that we were going to be in a room, together on a bed, holding each other's hands, looking each other in the eyes. Honey, I love you so much. That's what she thought was gonna happen. And I want that image, allow that image to occasionally pop in your head as I tell you what happened, what I went through, the trauma and the pain that I went through during this colonic, because I am going to tell you exactly what happened in great detail, And I want that image to pop in your head occasionally. So, fucking relent, okay, we're gonna go, and she makes an appointment for us, and it's about, 6-7 blocks away from her apartment. It's a place called the Gentle Wellness Center. Gentle wellness. Gentle wellness. And you go in, it's very soft, and it's respectful, and there's like low lighting, like amber lighting, and it's very quiet, and there's like an older hippie woman behind the desk, and she's got really long hair, too long. The hair is too long. It's just cut that much off, please. What? No, it's making everyone nervous. No one needs hair this long. It's for safety's sake, ma'am. Please just cut this much. And then it's, a burbling brook and a bonsai tree, and then a CD is playing softly in the background. It's nature sounds, just, chimes. Ding doo doo ding 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 doo doo ding doo doo ding 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 ding, and a wolf howl. And vaguely Native American sounds like, but all at once, and I can't do it all at once. I'm not Michael Winslow, but you get the idea. So that's playing, and then, so we go and we get our forms and fill them out and whatever, and turn them in, and then after a minute or two, this tall, very severe looking kind of Germanic woman comes out, really stern. She comes out and she goes, Amba Tamblin. And then next to her is a very short Vietnamese woman who says, David Croft. And so we walk up and we go our separate ways. My wife gets taken down the hallway this way, I get taken down there, and so I'm like, I knew it! I knew this wasn't a couples thing. I knew we were gonna lay there, and like minor victory, tiny victory, and it turns out to be an extremely minor victory because my laughter starts receding as I'm like, I knew it. Wait, what's happening? Where am I going? What's going to happen to me? Where am I? What's this room? And I get taken by the Vietnamese lady to this small room, and she has me go in, and she has me change in the bathroom. So I change out of my clothes, and it's a hospital gown you put on, a thing that's open down the back. And I get out of the bathroom, and it's a tiny room. It looks like a massage room. So there's basically just the table. Next to the table is a stool. And at the foot of this, it's not a table, it's a bed, like, whatever. And at the foot of the bed is this crystal clear, pristine, spotless, acrylic, rectangular box, right? It's like this deep, about that wide. It's against the wall, and on the back of it, it's all one solid white, soft white light. It's backlit by this white light, right? Inside of the acrylic rectangle, also spotless, a continuous, unbroken, crystal clear glass tube. Goes like this. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed. And then it ends in a little drain in the floor. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Looks like modern art. It could be modern art. Some rich assholes. But, no pun, no pun, no pun, no pun. Emanating from the top of the rectangular box, sealed off, is a hose, and this goes into the tube, is a rubber hose, comes out, coils around on the floor, ends on the bed. At the end of the tube is roughly about a 7, 8-inch plastic phallus with a hole at the end. So I come out of the room. She has me get on the bed, and she's on the stool, so her head's right here, and she's holding the phallus end of the hose, and she's just holding it like this, and I don't. She's not gesturing with it. She's just holding it expectantly, and I'm like, I don't. No, that's not it. That's not it. I know that's not it. I don't know what she wants me to do. She must think I've done this before. I've never done this before. Am I supposed to sign off on it? Just like, oh yeah, that's a McJohnson 740. That's the brand I use. That's good. Clearly a reputable colonic house. I'm glad my wife made the appointment here. I don't know what she's doing, and her English isn't very good at all, and my Vietnamese is not that much better, and so finally I figured out after a couple seconds, like, she's giving this to me. I'm like, you want me to put it, and of course that makes sense. Like, okay, I understand. So I take it from her, and she rolls me on my left side, and she lifts up my leg like this. And then she turns her back to me, which I take as my cue. And then I spend the next couple minutes just... And then finally I get it in. After what feels like 5 minutes, I finally get it in there. And also, apologies to whoever's using this mic again. I don't know who's here tomorrow, or is it Cosmic Charlie? It is. Cosmic Charlie is here next. They're a Grateful Dead cover band. I just love the idea of sound check. Actually, why would a Grateful Dead cover band ever need to sound check? Isn't the whole fucking show a sound check? It's just blink, 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 blink. Honey in the haystack, feeling good, the sunshine. Anyway. I do love the idea, though, that there'd be a band doing sound check, going, all right, guys, you ready? All right? All right. Alibaba, is that enough? All right, do you have your shoes off enough? All right, you good? All right. Tater, you got your nose harmonica? All right, ready to go? Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, banker man, don't tell me when I can withdraw my money. Wait, hold up. Stop. Was David Cross here? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I got it in there, right? Okay, so I get, after a couple minutes, get it in, and I say to the woman, I go, okay, I got it in. And she turns and looks at me, and she goes, I'm like, really? Okay, I got it. Okay, and so I go to do it again, get it in there, and I won't. I'll spare you that. I won't do that all again. But it was, and she was right. She was right. I definitely, when I went to get it in there the second time, I clearly did not have it in there enough satisfactorily. It would have made a terrible mess. It would have been awful. It was. So I spent another couple minutes and just, like, get it in there. Okay, yes, I got it. And I tell her, okay, we got it. And then she turns back to me and again, really? I don't, okay. And then she says, do you want I to do it? And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I guess I don't know. And I did not get to the y sound of the word yeah before she had just dipped it in lube and shoved it in my ass. Oh my God, lady, what the fuck is, how can you do that? Who does such a thing? You're awful. Gentle wellness, gentle. It says it on there, gentle. And I mean, she just boom, and I just immediately start sweating and tearing up and shaking. I'm shaking. It's and ladies, I get it, and I apologize. On behalf of myself, on behalf of every man in this room, I apologize. I completely understand the urgency of the wrong hole. I get it. I will not be going near there without a consent form, signed in triplicate, notarized. There'll be a countdown clock. I get it. I understand. I truly understand. I get it. It's jarring. And so she rolls me back on my back now. I'm back on my back, and this thing is shoved way the fuck up me, and I'm looking at it coming from my legs and my hospital gown, and I'm laying there just furious, just angry. Like, what the fuck? What is happening? And she starts to explain how the process is gonna work. She goes, I will turn the nozzle. She's gonna turn the nozzle, and then I will start to fill with water. And then when I feel pressure, I say release, and she releases and reverses the flow. Okay, so that's how it's gonna work. And so she turned the nozzle, and I slowly start to fill with warm water, which is, no joke, truly a very pleasant experience. It was very nice. It really is. It's hard to put into words, but it was a comforting feeling. It feels good. And I like to be peed in. That's my thing. I like to be peed in. I like to, a guy to fuck me up the ass, and then there's another guy who's semi-hard next to him, and he's got to take a piss, and then this guy pulls out, and then he goes in and he pees in me, and it's called the San Francisco Gold Rush, and it is, an American classic, So anyway, I'm starting to fill up with water. I'm laying there. She's right here. Her head is right here. She's sitting on the stool. And the silence is just deafening. It's so awkward. It's so weird. I feel very uncomfortable. And I want to say something. I'm also feeling oddly guilty. It's just a strange thing. And I'm trying to think of something to say. Anything that's conversational. Because this is going to go on for 40 fucking minutes. So I'm just sitting there like, when like Santa Monica. And I finally say something. I finally say something, and she starts to very slowly in broken English answer. And as soon as she starts to answer, and I cannot underscore this enough, there was nothing gradual about it. It was 0 to 60. It was instantaneous. She's like, well, like, release, screaming, release. And the pressure was insane. It felt like I was going to rip apart and that the fucking alien baby was in there waterboarding me, and I'm screaming, release. And she undoes it, and I'm screaming, and I'm sweating and crying, and she's doing this, and then she compliments me on my release. She did. I swear to God, she said, very nice release, Mr. Krause. And it's all, it's coming out and going down the tubes, and it's like you're giving birth. And she says, do you want to see? And I'm like, sure, okay. And she lifts my head on the pillow, and I'm like looking at this like, oh, my babies, my shit babies. Oh, be free, my shit babies. You go to a better place. And so that happens repeatedly for like the next 40 minutes. And then it's over. She leaves. She says I can go change and go back out. And I go to the bathroom and I change into my clothes. And I walk out of the bathroom and walk out of the room. And I walk down the hallway like this. And I'm walking down the hallway like this because it feels like I'm shitting. Not like, oh, I think I need to shit, or oops, I may shit. No, that's a different sensation altogether. This feels like I am constantly shitting. Like if you've ever taken acid or mushrooms and you go take a piss, and you're sitting there going, am I done? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm done. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Wait. Yes, I am. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No. It's that the entire time. And